This is Jean at the Backyard Bungalow, and I wanted to start doing a video series on, I don't know, reader questions or anything that kind of pops into my head. So last week I had a question from a customer who was asking me, how do you know which piece of furniture to paint? Because we all have heard that if you paint a valuable antique, then you're going to ruin, any kind of value that it had. And I'm here to tell you, most pieces that we paint didn't start off with any value anyway. First of all, they're not antiques. They have to be at least 100 years old to be an antique. Very few pieces that I come across meet that criteria. So, maybe they're from the 20s, 30s, 40s, stuff like that. So they're really not an antique anyway. Plus, the value of an antique is based on rarity, things like age, and condition is vitally important to the value of an antique. Let's say you had a priceless 16th century antique and it came over on the Mayflower and it was just, wow, this is an amazing piece. But if a purist came by and saw it, they would say, well, you have a scratch over here, you're missing a knob, the drawers don't open, and all that is going to devalue that priceless antique that you got from the Queen of England. So, moving on. So, okay, for instance, this piece, when I purchased it, it had the usual scratches and dings, it was missing hardware, and it was missing its legs. Someone cut them off. So, yeah, that wasn't me. That's how I got it. And, so to give it new knobs and paint it and put a top on it, it gives it new life. And it's going to look fresh and modern in somebody's house and yet still be very valuable because it's, the way it was made. Antiques were made really, really well. They all have dovetailed drawers. I make sure that everything has that kind of construction before I even purchase it. And that way we know it's already stood the test of time and it's going to continue to stand the test of time. So here's another piece that, oh my gosh, when I found this, you would have probably thought I was crazy for even picking it up. It had wagon wheel fabric over the top, and it was thumbtacked on, so that was fun to get off. And then once I got that off, it had like a weird blanket kind of for padding that was glued on. So it was a mess. Anyway, so this is how it looks all cleaned up. And again, that's something that I think most families would, if Grandpa died and they saw that, they'd be like, wow, chuck that. So thank goodness we do have this movement where we're painting and refreshing and giving these pieces of furniture that deserve a new life, a new life. So if you have a piece from Grandma and you're attached to it sentimentally and you like the lines of it and it's working as a piece in your house, but yet you think it's kind of ugly and dated, then paint it. By all means, paint it, make it work for you, make it work for your family, make it work for your house. It's probably not a 16th century $10,000 piece. So paint it. Make it work for you. And if you have any questions or anything that I might be able to answer that you're not sure about, like whether it's about furniture or antiques in general or about the Backyard Bungalow, just put your questions below this video and I'll try to answer them. Thanks a lot.